Well, because I am oh so fantastic yeah, oh, God. Oh man, I'm great at talking. Anywho, uh, so I put out a video a little while ago, and also had basically made some posts on my card game, Bloody Martyr, hence the box. But I also noticed that a few Reddit posts that there were a bit more questions, probably getting a little bit more clarification on the rules. Now, mind you, I know when it comes to explaining things that I have a tendency to explain things in a way that, makes sense to me, but that's also. Uh, I can say that there are sometimes I phrase things in a way that may not be entirely clear. So, in an attempt to try and have a visual and literal cards to explain it, I'm going to basically kind of crack down on some of the basic things that the game is about and what it's intended to do. So, the objective of Bloody Martyr is effectively to kind of make it to the bottom of the deck. You do so by, say, every single card that you happen to draw. If I happen to get rid of these few things off first. Every single card is going to ask you to do something. So, at the beginning of your turn, you're going to have, this icon. Usually it'll end up asking you to basically give something up for the rest of the game. So, in the case of this one, it's going to be a finger, and if you happen to get rid of it, then you get to advance 2 cards. So, this would basically be, say, I'm going to choose, say, this pointer finger. Now, I'd play the rest of the game without that. And then I get to remove 2 cards. So, you basically proceed doing that over and over again until eventually you can't happen to get something up, say if this card, which asks for or to be a better example, if I were to draw a card, and let's say that for whatever reason I don't have any other fingers left to give up. Let's say they're all gone and I can't meet it, and then I'm out of the game. Another thing that can probably knock you out of the game is, say, if you happen to knock the deck over. Because as you are losing different kind of parts of your hand, it is going to be a little bit more difficult to draw a card appropriately. So, let's say if I happen to get through this fine, and then next thing you know I'm down to, say, just 2 fingers. Yada yada, you get the general point. So to kind of clarify on the points of it being both a cooperative and a competitive game, the intention of it is to be a game that's able to kind of say switch based on the ebb and flow of the game. So at one moment, maybe some players are trying to play, say, cooperatively with others, but if they see the advantage, they may try to knock other people out. But that doesn't necessarily mean the game is going to be stuck in one set mode. In short, it's supposed to give you kind of a custom way that you can play it. Now, to kind of add a little bit more, say, variety to the game, I have what are rule cards, which should be coming out in, say, an updated deck or so. So what these end up doing, you pretty much have a lot of house rules you can apply to these. Now, the general way that I play with them is that you would probably have these inside the deck, and if you draw them, you're now obligated to have to play cards of that color. So under any circumstance, you have to basically use it as it's intended to. But again, that's just a thought. There's a high variance of ways that these cards can be used, and again, I want a lot of people to kind of have a bit more freedom in terms of how they play this game. So, that's kind of the general gist, and of course, if there are any questions, by all means, let me know, or just, either leave a message beneath the tweet, or the Reddit post, or wherever the hell it is that I have this posted. So some cards are going to ask a little bit more of you than others. They're going to be a little bit more severe, but the advantage is you get to remove more cards from the top of the deck. So in the case of, say, a card like this, you just simply remove 2 cards from the top of the deck. Say if you have a card like this, you're going to be removing 5 cards, which you're going to be removing the palm and thumb, so all of that. But you still have fingers left. And then you end up having this card, which is going to basically take everything, the whole shebang. So fingers, palm and thumb, arm, all of it's gone. But you get to remove 10 cards from the top of the deck. Okay. Now, along with that, you're also going to have a variance of type of cards. So, say, different cards will give you different kinds of abilities. Now, a normal card will end up having just like, say, a clear bottom, so that means it won't ask or let you do anything particularly special. However, you can have these different colors. So let's say you can have red. What this allows you to do, say if you're playing in single player, where the game can be a little bit more difficult, is kind of treats it like a freebie. So instead of actually having to get rid of the 2 cards, you can just go ahead and do it free of charge, essentially. But when playing multiplayer, what the red card allows you to do is force another player to have to sacrifice something in your stead. So this would basically be like, say, this card asks you to get rid of a finger, and then you can remove 2 cards. You could force an adjacent player or anyone else in the game to instead have to get rid of a finger in your place. And mind you, they actually have to have the finger. If they don't have any fingers left, you can't force another person to do it. The point being is, there has to be an available finger for it to work. And then you have the gray card, where essentially that is kind of like a kind of similar to like a free pass, where essentially whether it's in single player or multiplayer, it basically means that you don't have to oblige by whatever it requests of you, but you don't get to remove any cards. So that basically would mean, like, say if you got this card, you'd flip it, and then the next card you draw is what you actually have to abide by. No going down 2. And then lastly, up and have the blue card. So what that ends up doing for you is that if you happen to draw the card, another player could basically stand in for you and happen to get rid of like their limb in your place. In doing so, you get to go twice as many cards. So in the case of, like, say if someone else gave up a finger, they'd get to go down 4 cards instead of 2. Now, if you are interested in buying the game as it is, you can happen to go to any of the links I happen to have provided below. You can basically get up to like what is like, I believe, 108 card standard deck. But of course I will be looking to add some different kind of extension packs onto this later on. Some of it I still have to play test and I have to play with the numbers a bit. Now, as for this nifty box, which I'm not entirely proud of, this is something that I don't have set on the side as of yet, considering that I still have to get, well, a high resolution for it. Because I kind of see a little bit up closer, it's a little bit pixelated. Not to mention, I also need to get a little bit better on the formatting for it. But that's something I'll do in the future. But as of now, a lot of my graphic work is stuck from the phone, so, you know, broke man gotta do what broke man gotta do. But, yeah, like I said, if you have any interest in getting the cards themselves and any future packs, you can usually just check the link below. I will be selling the cards on makeplayingcards.com, and I'll have them under my username, Team Saterboom. So, like I said, any other questions that you might have, leave them below, and we'll see what we got moving forward.